This question is from Maven Cree, who says, "Help! Damsel in distress. Now I can follow Leog almost perfectly. I get about 92% of the references you guys make, but I've reached an impasse and I don't know what to do. What in the nine hells is Batman R.I.P. about? What in the holy fuck is going on in that story? I just don't get it. This is the most disjointed piece of crap. I'm going out of my freaking mind. Help me, Leog. You're my only hope."
You are totally getting it then. Yeah. I'm gonna, because what you're reading is the machinations of a drug-addled lunatic who thinks he knows how to do magic.
I am, Greg, if you'll help me restrain Leon, he's about to go into a berserker rage.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Anytime we mention berserker R.I.P.
Yes.
Or Batman R.I.P.
Are you okay? You okay, Leon?
Well, this is hard because I know exactly how she feels because reading this book every month, I read it and go like, I don't understand what the fuck just happened here. This character's coming in out of nowhere. It cuts from scene to scene with no kind of fluidity. And in the end, it's like, wow, really going to kill Batman? I mean, hasn't this been done to death? What is the point of it? And so to get prepared for tonight's podcast, I pulled out all my issues because everybody talked about the final issue and how brilliant it was. And I read it, and I was like, okay, it does wrap more up than I expected. I'm not sure how I feel about it. And I pulled out all of them and read it. And when you sit and read it all in one sitting, I couldn't believe it, but it actually made sense.
Well, do a little synopsis of what's been going on. With
a spoiler.
As you can tell.
Oh,
big time
boy.
spoilers.
I mean, just as best as you can.
This is spoiler territory because there are so many twists and turns within Batman R.I.P.
Yes.
So,
well, let's see. Okay, for the umpteenth time, Batman finds a girlfriend who figures out who he is,
or he just lays it on the table for her because
well,
he can't help it.
so I'm Batman. Wanna fuck?
I'm Batman.
I mean, I hate for this to be part of the Batman legend, but apparently he can only have a girlfriend if she's going to know who he is. I mean, if he's not telling her, or she's not figuring out, it's Alfred. It's like, hey, Alfred, are you unfamiliar with the term secret identity? So he's dating this chick. There's been like 3 crazy Batmans who were maniac cops walking around. This goes back to this is so hard for me to explain because it's so convoluted. But Batman went through an experiment where he went in an isolation chamber. And this Dr. Hurt, so aptly named,
Would seem like a great idea to work
Sorry.
with.
Yeah, it's just like the sentence simple synopsis and Grant Morrison
exactly.
has never really been uttered before.
You went to go see Dr. Hurt. It's like when you look down the list for proctologists, you don't get a doctor rip your ass apart.
He's like, hey, they're in my preferred providers list. So
Exactly.
You know what?
What are you gonna do,
As much as you guys
HMO?
laugh at that, right here in town in Austin, there is a vasectomy doctor named Dr. Richard Chop.
Yeah.
Chop.
Dick
Dick
Chop.
Chop.
And I have a lot of friends who've gone to him
Yeah.
with the idea with a name like that, he must be good. Like, you guys are morons.
They want the certificate or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
So anyway,
t-shirt.
this guy convinces the police that hey, he gets a secret little team of 10 policemen to volunteer for this experiment because he says, look, Batman's done so much great work for the city, but if he goes away, what are we gonna do? We need to train up some Batman replacements. So I'm gonna have 10 guys running through tests, and the top 3 are gonna be sort of like Batman backups. And we'll bring Batman in here, put him in an isolation chamber so we can study him.
Yeah, because there aren't 50 fucking superheroes running around the rooftops of Gotham at any given time.
God, I'm hating you for making me explain this.
Hey, they asked, and we have to do our duty.
I know.
Yeah, you were the idiot who sat down and read
I
it
know.
before you came here.
I'm right there where she is. I'm like, I read it twice now, and I went, I still have no clue what the fuck.
Honestly,
happened.
it's one of these things when I was reading it, I was like, okay, I'm with it. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, wait, what am I talking about? Okay, so basically...
Leon, keep going. It's a really good story.
Okay, some time ago, Batman got invited to the sort of like the Batman's Club, where it's a club of all these superheroes with sidekicks who are inspired by Batman from all over the world, and they meet up on an island.
And
come on.
Batman
Well,
shows
no,
up.
the thing about this is a lot of this stuff is Grant Morrison decided to copy the idea of people like Neil Gaiman who have gone back to like 50s and 60s eras comics and dredged up some of the silliness from that era and made it cool, like Neil Gaiman did with Miracle Man, for instance.
Right.
Only Grant
that was
Morrison
Alan
isn't that
Moore.
good about it because the Batman Club, that's a 50s storyline. The whole like his alien persona that he takes on is a 50s storyline. Yeah, almost all the stuff that he's using as plot points are, like the Heroes Club and the Villains Club. It's all stupid stuff from the 50s.
It comes down to this guy, Dr. Hurt, who has been trying to had this plan to psychologically break Batman forever, like a decade, and been slowly working it.
Literally has nothing better.
Nothing better. So his plan for breaking him is when he had him in the isolation chamber, he gave him a trigger word that would make him, I don't know, under his power. He falsified documents that said that Thomas and Martha Wayne were swingers who had orgies with Alfred, and Alfred is really Batman's father. And
you heard it right.
Thomas Wayne has faked his death, and he's still alive.
Which everyone in Gotham went, oh, that sounds plausible, and immediately bought into it. So
This is crazy.
Yeah. I'm just picturing Batman showing up at the Batman Club convention with all these guys from like the Batman of Paraguay, all sitting there in the audience, and Bruce Wayne sitting there going, well, this is the gayest shit.
Actually, that's almost what happened.
I have. They did the same thing in a 50s era Green Arrow, and I have a copy of it, and it was guess who was the artist on it?
Oh God, who?
Jack fucking Kirby. Awesome.
So they capture Batman. They come up in the Batcave, this secret Batcave. They come up in there.
Which they just waltz.
They just
right
waltz in. Yeah. Once Dr. Hurt has all his pieces set up, he sends the club, because there's a club of villains to offset the club of heroes.
Yeah, because
Because
I'm totally lost. Wait.
I know, me too.
there were still some costumes left at the Goodwill.
So the club of villains waltzes into the Batcave, capture Bruce Wayne. They shoot him up with what's called
it's
weapons
grade crystal meth.
Yeah. Weapons grade crystal meth. I'm like, I've never.
The hell is that? Weapons grade crystal meth?
No, using that in Iraq, I hear.
Oh,
What the?
Obviously, you guys haven't been communicating with enough of the Spill members lately.
Weapons grade crystal meth and street heroin. Which
Those
is actually two drugs
words-
that would fight each
That
other.
is so weird because those were the names of my two dogs when I was a kid: weapons grade crystal meth and street
I thought we
heroin.
had switched over to using Special K Tomahawk missiles over there.
I mean, so those words are actually printed in the book.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I reread them 6 times because I couldn't believe that's what was written down there.
Weapons grade crystal
It's like,
meth.
that doesn't even make sense at any level. But, okay, so yes, I wanted to add this. This is right after he's shown his new girlfriend,
Yeah, the Batcave and everything.
and he knows he believes there's this conspiracy that's trying to make him lose his mind, trying to take away his thing.
But you couldn't possibly be part of it, darling.
She starts going, you know what? Have you thought that maybe you're crazy, Bruce? Maybe you should give all this up and lead a normal life. Maybe you're the one who's insane. And at that moment, was there a reader who didn't go, oh, gee, I wonder if she's in on it on something?
Well, not only that.
I really just wish he had said, shit, you sound like Clark. Shut the fuck up already.
Well, even right before that, she's like, because she's the leader of some country, and she's like, oh, my country needs this money, and I've been invited to this weird kind of fundraiser thrown by the Black Glove, and they've invited you and me. And he's like, wait, the Black Gloves, they're the ones trying to drive me crazy. And he doesn't go like, wait, why is my name on your invitation?
Right.
But whatever.
She's the worst girlfriend ever, period.
Yes,
I
she
need
is.
some money. Come to me with this party for people who hate you. Don't you think you're crazy? Maybe you should give up what you do and just pay attention
that's the
to
thing
me.
is, that most women are
I've dated
smart
chicks
enough
like
to
that.
actually like marry you first and then go like, I'm sick of you playing bass. I feel, but you fell in love with me because I play the bass. Well, now I feel like the bass is more important to you than I am.
She's
Tell him
like,
to put away childish
Oh my
things.
God,
oh,
that's-
wow, honey, you might be crazy. Really? Guess what? I'm the goddamn Batman. What gave you the first clue?
Oh, God,
But that
too
we
close
have
to
to
home.
we have to
Oh,
get
that's
off
right.
subject there for a minute because
our own Greg
Yes.
is getting married.
getting married.
Just found out right before the
Yes,
broadcast.
Yes. Wow.
Take the cowl off, Greg.
That would.
So yeah, dude, all that bass, you better play it now.
Can you play the funeral theme?
Sick of sex and fun, Greg has decided to get
play us a funeral dirge.
Hey, guess what?
Taps.
You're going to want to smash that at the end of the Leog. The Who style.
Nah, man, it's all joy, man.
Wait, you're gonna go play bass for your meatball friends instead of stay here with me?
Oh, you mean those fags that sit around and talk about comic books? Yeah, no, guess what? We're going to sit around and watch Sex in the City.
Yeah, exactly.
Again.
You guys all met her. You know she's just.
It's time for you to watch a hatchet-faced 50-year-old have sex with a fireman. Come on, sit down.
We met her, but she does have a vagina, right?
Yeah,
but it all goes the same way.
Yeah,
sorry, there's no variation.
Yeah,
on this.
we've met her, but guess what? They all fucking drink blood.
Yeah, but
no, she hasn't done that whole jaw elongation.
No.
Canines elongating.
The cool thing about her, she's got her
Werewolf,
own life.
werewolf.
She got her own life. She got her own business. It has nothing to do with me. And
Yes.
So, nah.
Guess who's going to be working the register on weekends?
Oh, but congratulations.
Yeah, no, man, that's awesome.
No, it's been 7 years in the making. So we've been together for 7 years. We figured.
Wow.
Can't believe she let you go this long.
She's beat the joy out of you already now.
Yeah,
You know what? She's your own Dr. Hurt. She's been planning this for a long time. And she's filling up the syringe with weapons-grade crystal meth.
You go home. You go home tonight, and you're like, "Hey, what's up, Jezebel Jet?" And she's gonna be like, "Oh shit, he knows."
Yes.
By the way, back to the topic. If somebody did give Batman like. It's got to rip out of me like weapons grade crystal meth. Wouldn't half of Gotham be dead? Wouldn't he just leap out into the streets and go, "I really am God! I can't fly, but I can kill!"
No, he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, so I sleep 45 minutes less at night."
Well, it's like he's got
Now I have time for gardening.
Apparently, he's got a collection, according to these books, of almost every single anti-drug that's out there, any anti-venoms. And, assuming that he must know there is in the DC universe weapons-grade crystal meth going around, that this would be something that he might, have one of those on him.
He got all of those from Nancy Reagan.
No, don't spoil the ending before I get there.
Oh, okay, well, let's go back to the synopsis.
I have no idea where you came from, man.
So Bruce Wayne is wandering through the streets like a homeless guy.
Wait, no, you're not at the point you got where they went into the cave.
Right before that, the cave.
No, they kidnap him, inject him with their weapons-grade crystal meth and the heroin, dump him out on the street. He's wandering around like a bum, doesn't know who he is, and he meets a bum who says, "Oh, you got to go here. Oh, you got to go there. You get this."
Red, black, blue, green. The stakes are on top of the mountain. Oh, and you should take a right at the corner and just go around.
And he finally gets there, and he goes like, "Yeah, that old black bum told me to come here. That bum died yesterday."
I can't believe they used the ghost hitchhiker bit.
That's large fucking crypt keeper that told him, "By the way, Batman." He's basically behaving like me after any Leog recording.
Phantom 309. So with this, he picks up rags on the street and sews himself a red, purple, and yellow checkered costume. Like the kind of costume that even the blind Daredevil would have gone dude, that's gaudy.
The kind of costume that the creeper walks past and goes, "Hey, dude, you might want to tone that down."
Yeah. He looks like Doctor Who.
Yeah. And from this point,
not one of the good ones.
He's the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh.
Zur-En-Arrh.
It just keeps coming back.
If you weren't an obsessive reader of the worst periods of Batman, you might not know what that is, which Grant Morrison just looks at you and goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You never read that period in the 70s? That was awesome."
Yeah.
I'm not going to explain it to you. Fuck yourself.
It was all about a Batman from another planet.
He was basically the
planet.
Superman of. It was like Batman, but he had gone to some other planet, and in the world's that planet's atmosphere or sun had given him superhuman powers, like Superman.
Jesus Christ, they were doing a lot of drugs back in the 50s
yeah,
too,
seriously,
weren't they?
right?
Yeah, it was Comics Code Batman, so he couldn't beat up criminals anymore. So they had every other Batman. He was like, "Oh, he goes to a different planet," and yeah, it was one of the. He goes to a planet and he meets the the version of Batman from that planet, which in DC 50s universe makes perfect sense.
Yeah, Wikipedia it. We cannot even do it justice.
But I thought that, like, I got the impression from this, like, that stuff didn't really happen.
No.
Like, so in the sense is, it was all sort of like some sort of psychic backup he created for
It was
himself.
like during that his time in the isolation chamber where his brain kicked in and just built up a whole world to entertain itself. That's all those 50 stories.
Yeah.
Like Grant Morrison does every day, apparently.
Yeah, it was like, you know what? I need a backup personality, so let's create the 50s and 60s.
Right. Okay, Batman's idea was like, hey, I never know when I'm going to lose it or somebody's going to really try to break me psychologically.
But he does fight a lot of, like, villains who use psychological, mind-altering shit.
Right. So his idea was like, okay, I need to, like, implant in myself a backup operating system, which is this other Batman personality, which I will turn into in time of crisis.
That's easy, and if you would like to, you can subscribe to get your own backup personality.
It's
Sybil.
Batman DOS.
Yeah.
Great.
Batman doesn't want a blue screen, so he's got a dual boot operating
The bat
system.
screen of death.
Hold his power button down. Just hold his. Okay, look. Unplug him for 3 seconds and then plug it back in.
Actually download the Bat-Mite attachment to that email, did you?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tim Drake is like, so what happened to just beating the shit out of people?
I do like how Tim Drake comes into Alfred and he's just like, dude, I've had a lot of shit happen to me lately. Is Batman gonna like actually be my father at some point, or is he just gonna do his own
And
thing?
actually, I have a question about that. It's something that's only barely mentioned, and there's like, appearances by this character, Damian.
Well,
I don't know
what's
who the
been
fuck
running
that
before
is.
this was actually a pretty good storyline. It's way back from that whole Son of the Bat story that was done back in the late 80s or early 90s, where Talia, Ra's al Ghul's daughter,
Liam Neeson's daughter.
yeah, has a son by him. Tells him like, oh, I lost the baby, but she really doesn't. She raises him. So he reaches a certain age and he shows up at Wayne Manor. Is like, I'm your son. You need to train me.
And naturally,
my mother sent me to you. And he's a total asshole.
he's a little fucker. Yeah.
I mean, he's
Just like real children.
He's great at everything he does, just like his dad.
But
Natural
he's a
ability,
complete prick.
Complete prick.
Somebody needs to teach this
so
kid about rock
he
and
doesn't take after Bruce at all.
Yeah, exactly.
He like fucks Robin up like for nothing.
Oh wow, he's exactly like her. Hey, you little shit, we're gonna go fight crime. But I don't. Okay.
Put the green tights on. Shut the fuck up.
Can I wear pants that cover my legs? No.
They named him Damian, like he was going to turn out to be a great kid.
Exactly.
Yeah. This story can only end one way.
What's his last name? Apocalypse Bringer. It's a family name.
Black Canary's standing on the edge of Gotham Manor. It's all for you, Damian. It's all for you.
Oh God. So skip to the chase.
Yeah, okay, so
Does he come with a pet Rottweiler?
So back to him being the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, and he's crazy wearing his nutso costume, and he's got Bat-Mite over his shoulder talking to him. And the weird thing is, okay,
Wait, say that again, slowly,
oh, I'm sorry,
just to make sure that no one misunderstands you.
Bat-Mite,
Yeah.
is over his shoulder talking to him.
So if you didn't watch Filmation cartoons in the 70s, like 78 to 90% of the people
We
that are
are
listening
not
to this,
making
What
this
the
up.
hell's wrong with you?
Leon.
Bat-Mite is the it's the Batman version of Mr. Mxyzptlk. He comes from the fifth dimension, and he basically adores Batman, and he always comes to hero worship him, and he ends up fucking things up. And they did away with him in the 70s because they realized he was the stupidest thing to ever come out of
Remember
Batman.
the Flintstones episode?
Yeah.
He says he's the Great Kazoo.
Yeah,
He is the
yeah.
great Gazoo.
Exactly.
Just not quite as gay.
Leon, continue with the synopsis.
All right, I'm trying to get this over with. Okay.
I know.
Well, we're having fun the whole way. It's
All right,
got
so
plenty of opportunities.
Unlike actually having to sit down and read the fucking things
I feel like
we did.
I feel like we're reading it. This has been like a half an
I'm
hour
giving everybody
synopsis.
a great service here.
We should have make the little boo sounds when it's time to turn the page.
It's like Power Records, except, somebody makes you do a lot of acid before you start reading.
At the sound of Grant Morrison huffing paint, turn the page.
Oh, that's some good pants!
Out of Lagavulin, get me another bowl.
Me nostrils are filled with buttered sienna.
Leon, continue.
All right, now, from what I can remember, having just read it like an hour ago, or reread it an hour ago, let's see. Okay, so at this point, Dr. Hurt is assembling his danse macabre, which is sort of like the party in Eyes Wide Shut, with all the rich people who are coming. He's like, come one, come all, pay your money, and watch the destruction of Batman.
I will say this is actually better than Eyes Wide Shut. Though,
Well, yeah, you don't have a cat walking across the piano.
By the way, isn't the Black Glove like the name of the 7th Spinal Tap album?
Now smell the glove.
Oh, okay.
Smell the glove.
Smell the Black Glove. No, wait. I thought Black Glove was an instance. Oh, never mind.
So during all this, they've captured Nightwing and have him in Arkham Asylum, where they're going to perform a lobotomy on him.
Yeah, which is almost completely unrelated to everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yes. They've taken over the Batcave. They've beat up Alfred and kidnapped him. They've kidnapped Bruce Wayne's girlfriend, Jezebel Jet, and they're trying to kidnap Robin, but they can't quite get their fingers on him because he's just so slippery.
Yeah. Unlike Nightwing, who's just like, total pushover.
Yeah. And they've decided to free the Joker. They've let him loose because
Always a great idea.
Exactly. How could this possibly go wrong,
The
guys?
Joker never fucks over his compatriots. Ever.
We'll free this guy who's killed everybody he's ever known.
I mean, I don't understand how the Joker's able to hire henchmen because he has like the worst firing practices ever.
I guess after you accumulate that many felonies, it's the only one who will hire him.
He must be not crazy when it comes to his bank account handler in Switzerland, though, because where does he get the money to hire these guys?
Well, it's not like he ever has to pay them because he kills them before
That's
they
true.
I believe he generally gets his money by killing banks.
It's like when you get hired, it's like no pay, but I promise a good reference.
Right. I'm going to get to be the Joker by writing a bunch of checks.
Interns. He gets a bunch of interns.
So,
he gets brought of the dead to work for him.
where am I? Okay, so now that he's the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh and he's interrogating people,
I don't
he's
even
going
know
to go
what the
back.
fuck you're talking about anymore.
I know, but he's on his way back to take down Dr. Hurt, the Black Glove Society.
While
Say
they're
that
waiting,
again because it makes Bo laugh.
Bo's over here dancing like a schoolgirl.
Bo's doing a little satyr
Hurt
dance.
and glove. I love it.
Yeah. Dr. Hurt says, okay, let's go to Arkham Asylum. We'll wait for him there, and we'll all get to watch this. It's going to be so beautiful. And the Joker's going to kill Robin or do something.
I'm sure it'll all come to play.
The only thing that I can think of to relate, this is like the comic book version of that scene in Zoolander where Will Ferrell comes out to explain child labor. Hey, Derek! It's like, hey, Bruce, did you know your mom and dad were swingers? It's true!
So
Carnival
Leon,
Batman comes back.
yes, Carnival Batman.
Leon as our Homer through this Dante Inferno.
No, the Batman mind. It's
Well,
great.
somehow Batman gets over being Carnival Batman and puts on his real Batman
Yeah,
suit.
what's up with that? It seems like it happens while he's buried.
Oh, right. They capture. That's right. They capture him. Yeah, he comes back, but they do get the drop on him because he's trying to save Jezebel Jet. Right. But the Joker has some kind of Joker formula with the red and black petals that knocks him out, and then Jezebel Jet wakes up to reveal that, like, aha, I was a part of the plot the whole time.
And the readers go, really? Wow, I never saw that
What a
coming
shock.
6 issues ago.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So with that, they put him in a straitjacket and bury him in the ground, in the cold ground.
Which is like, let's build an elaborate
Because-
trap for
yeah.
Batman rather than shoot him in the head, because that's what's great.
Well, you want to give him some more weapons grade?
Well, apparently,
weapons grade crystal meth. Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we put a weapons grade fucking bullet through his head? No, that would be far, far too easy. We're going to bury him in this weapons grade shallow grave, which the greatest escape artist on the planet outside of Mr. Miracle couldn't possibly get out of.
We're gonna feed him some weapons grade tea and crumpets.
yeah, apparently weapons grade crystal meth
Doesn't
not that strong.
Yeah.
but Bo
It
summed
kept
up-
him awake through the whole buried alive thing.
Bo summed it up perfectly. Yeah, they keep him. They don't kill him. They keep him awake, and they figure like, oh, we'll let him just suffer there and dig up his remains. But he's the greatest escape artist ever, and he gets out.
And the whole time, Joker's like, he's gonna get out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joker's going, you guys are a bunch of dumbasses. Caught through the whole thing, they're like, oh, Joker.
Joker's like, yeah, I've never done this shit before. I don't know.
But good luck
Fuck
with
it,
that.
go for it. See what happens.
And I am out of here. Yeah, he takes off. So when Batman comes back, or maybe it was the first time, he's got what he calls the Bat Radio in his hand. And they go like,
Yeah, what the shit
"That's-
is that thing?"
That's just some little cheap radio. What are you going to do with that?
Radio
and,
Shack.
and they pick it up and they go like, oh, hold on. It's got something in it. Hey, this isn't bringing signals in. It's sending them out. And that's when the Joker's like, yeah, that's that thing he does all the time. I'm leaving, but hey, good luck with this. And sure enough, and they're like, ching, 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 what's that? Oh, he just sent a signal that locked us in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are fucked. So from that point, yeah, they are fucked. Batman goes around, beats the shit out of all of them, has his face off with Jezebel Jet, where he tells her like, bitch, I knew you were in on it the whole time.
Yeah.
Come on. Wait,
Just like
I am
everyone-
the Batman, right?
Just like everyone reading this series.
Yeah.
Although it's not entirely genuine, he's got this whole, I was just acting. Alfred told me acting. I was never in love with you. And I don't know about that.
Well, he admits he's like, at the moment I fell in love with her, that's when I started to suspect, wait a minute.
Well, because I was going to say, when he's talking shit to her, it felt kind of like Carlisle's Lion King apology. It's entirely genuine.
It was just an elaborate hoax on my part. I wouldn't really go ape shit crazy and talk about communist messages in Disney movies, because anyone who did that would obviously be insane.
The black glove made Carlisle hate the Lion King.
That would explain that purple, orange, and checkered costume I saw him wearing the other day.
Yeah. So right in the nick of time, Nightwing wakes up and he escapes his trap and he helps beat up the henchmen. Most of them are captured except Dr. Hurt, who hops on a helicopter and Bruce Wayne follows him. Where he says, "Oh, you should leave me alone, let me go, and I won't let everybody know that your parents were degenerates."
No, he says, you know, all of Gotham believes this gossip that I've started, that your parents were swingers and your dad faked his death and all this bullshit, but if you swear
Your allegiance to the Black Glove.
then I will put the kibosh on all those rumors. And you know,
Yeah.
Way little, way late.
Batman is like, yeah, don't think so. Think I'm going to beat the crap out of you.
Right. He says, and I am Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And he's dressed up in like a version of the original Batman costume that Thomas Wayne wore to the party.
Yeah, you know,
the like pseudo retcon origin.
If you really are Thomas Wayne and you're about to get your ass beat by Bruce Wayne, the last thing you want to tell him is, hey, I'm Thomas Wayne, because you don't want Bruce Wayne to say, oh, really? I've wasted 30 fucking years of my life, and you're okay?
I'm rich. I could have been up to my ass and tail, you dick.
Well, plus it's just so like, really, you're my father and we're the same age?
Yeah, how does that work?
Doubting that.
Well, I mean, you know, it's another Morrisonism. The whole explanation is so convoluted. You know, he was an actor on the movie called The Black Glove, which came out a long time ago, that was played a stunt double or something.
Just reading Morrison at this point is like listening to your junkie friend tell you what happened to your wallet.
See, that's the thing.
Well, you see,
Listen very closely.
there was this fifth dimension, and I was in an isolation tank. And then there was this secret society called the Black Glove, and they came around, and one of them turned out to be my dad, who wasn't really my dad, because my dad was my butler.
Yeah,
Except he
that's
wasn't.
Dude, there are 12-step programs in the UK, I'm positive.
Man.
that's the thing with kids. Pay close attention. Anytime you read something that Grant Morrison writes, if it's a 12-issue arc, drop it after issue 6. Okay, because everything descends into absolute fucking madness. Well, and the editorial of the company will undo it within 3 issues. I guarantee.
Which
that's true.
brings us to the end of Batman R.I.P.
Oh my
the,
God,
The
okay.
whole,
The big
as Grant
death of
Morrison's
Batman.
been saying the whole time, it's like, oh, it's he even at some point said,
oh, it's unlike any death you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's going to be a psychic death.
he's saying,
and
he
you're
was saying
not
it's
going
a
to fucking
psychic
believe
death.
it.
We're not actually killing Batman, but we're destroying everything
There's
that
some
Batman
things
is.
worse than death.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, how is this? This is nothing like what you
this
just
arc,
said.
like this story. it's
Here's
worse
the
than
big
death.
spoiler. He jumps into the helicopter, and the helicopter explodes because no one in the DC universe could ever get out of an exploding aircraft. That's
And
never happened
explodes
before.
over water. If that tells you anything.
Yes. The only way they could leave themselves a bigger exit door is if he had just jumped into the water and they're like, I don't know, we didn't find a body, but I guess he's dead.
There's this big, supposed to be touching picture of Nightwing holding Batman's empty cowl and cape and looking kind of dour. And I just imagine him like, a thought bubble going, you're such a dick, Bruce.
I'm going to do this right now.
Dick Grayson
douchebag.
is holding the cowl thinking, all right, until you get your shit together, I
I'll
guess
do
I'm
this again.
Batman.
Yeah. Which brings us
I
to...
swear to God, you motherfucker, if as a